Hey guys, well, as you can see, I've got a lot of tomato suckers that need a home. Now I could spend the money online to get grow bags and pay for the shipping. I could probably even pay about $3 a piece for 5-gallon buckets down at the home center. But I think I've come up with a better solution. Now I have to give a shout out here to YouTuber Larry Hall up in Brainerd, Minnesota. He had some videos of someone using these types of bags outside, and I've pretty much taken it from there. So thanks, Larry. And this is what it is. A Walmart reusable shopping bag. These things only cost 50 cents a piece. And I've also got a shoe box here that fits it just right, 96 cents. So for $1.46, you can have a grow bag system. Now my one concern is that these bags, the water passes right through them. I'll show you here. Yep, China Mart. But hey, they're 50 cents each, right? Let's do a water test and see how well or how fast the water passes through here. As you can see, it's holding some in there, but it's also draining out. I think I've got a fix for that though, so stay tuned. Now I would have preferred something longer and wider for my grow bags, but on the kind of 4-boy budget I'm on, we're going to make this work. And that should do pretty good for helping retain the water, and I've got something else I'm going to do also. I got to give a shout out here to Praxis55712. He just recently had a great video on making compost tea infused coconut coir. What a great idea. Well, I looked around locally for a source, but I couldn't find it. I checked Walmart, China Mart, checked Home Depot, Lowe's, all the garden centers in the area, and I just couldn't find the stuff. And it was really ticking me off because I wanted some real bad to use with these grow bags because it holds the moisture so good. So I couldn't find anything locally, so I jumped back online and I started looking for organic stores. And I found a place in town called Grow Fresh Organics. And no, they're not paying me to advertise. I just really like their store. They had the coconut coir, they have trace minerals like Azomite, and this one, Paul, the owner, told me that is actually superior to it, called Excellerite, or Excellerite, sorry. And they also had something else that I've been looking for, and that's Trellis Clips. Now these things are really, really neat. Because what you do is you put your trellis string right in here. If you watched MHP Gardner's videos, you've seen how he does it. Puts a string right here, clips it around, and it holds onto the stem. Very dandy. We're going to incorporate that too. But they have all of this kind of stuff, and then they also have the hydroponics. They have complete indoor grow rooms with the zip-up type walls, the massive lighting systems. Anything an organic gardener could dream of, just about, they have there. I got so excited. I'm probably going to have to take you there here in the next week or two and do a little field trip and a tour of the place. It was so neat. And here's the great thing. They have all of this stuff that gardeners like us like, but may not be able to get locally. This guy sells his stuff online too. So I'm going to put a link down at the bottom of the video and you can check it out. If you do, or if you happen to call them to see if they have something you need, tell Paul you heard about it on Reaganite 71's channel. I'd appreciate it. He's not paying me. This is not a product placement. I'm just really excited to have a store like this in town where I can get my supplies. One more thing. Inside, when you first walk in the door, you're going to see a full-size indoor grow room with zip-down bags and there's stuff growing inside. It's not hooch. It's actually, he's got some of the hottest peppers on earth growing in there. He's got a Morgano scorpion, he's got chocolate habaneros, and you're free to have one. But there's one requirement, actually two, but one main requirement. You have to let him film you. So good luck with that. Oh, and you also have to bring your own milk. Now the reason I'm wearing this shirt is he's actually got a contest going on right now with a bunch of free giveaway items that he's doing. And if you wear the shirt and you post a picture online, you're entered in the contest. So I hope this counts. One more thing about his store, and I'll shut up about it. He has the rock dust, the trace minerals, things that your soil needs and is missing that will increase the yields on your harvest, supposedly. We're going to find out because I've got some Excellerite. But he's also got the Azomite. And here's the neat thing. You know, they have like a 44-pound bag of the stuff, which is cost prohibitive to ship. He will actually take Azomite and other stuff. He'll break it down and package it into 1 pound, 2 pound, whatever you want, and ship it that way. So if you've been looking for rock dust, you want to try it out, this is a great way to get a small amount, give it a try, see if it works for you, and you don't have to pay the crazy shipping costs associated with buying a 44-pound bag. So check out their link below, give him a call, hop online. He's got an online shop. He doesn't have everything online yet. I looked for the Trellis Clips online. Doesn't have them, but if you want something, he'll sell it to you. So check it out and let me know what you think. All right, so now I'm going to create my mix for our bags here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use instead of just throwing straight compost in here and letting the water just fall through into the bucket, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a mix using the coconut coir infused with compost tea. Thank you, Praxis. I'm going to use 1/3 that, 1/3 potting soil with moisture control, and I'm also going to use 1/3 my fresh completed compost. And I'm going to mix in a couple of teaspoons of, or a teaspoon of Excellerite in each bag. So that's what we're going to do. So let's go do it. All right, this is Cocotech coconut coir. It's OMRI listed, which means it's totally organic. pH neutral, increases nutrient retention, provides aeration. Excellent, excellent stuff. They say to soak it in 9 gallons of fresh water. It's actually going to yield 2 cubic feet of coir. So we're going to take it out of the bag here, put it in our bucket. Don't worry, it won't be that hard here in a minute. And we've got good compost tea here. I'm just going to pour the whole thing in. All coconut coir is coconut fibers. It has the excellent soaking ability there. Now once we let it sit on one side here, what we'll do is we'll flip this bad boy over, let the other side soak up some. You can see we got 5 gallons of water in here, but it's already starting to break down. We'll flip it again. We'll just keep doing this until she's ready to go. Here's some that's already expanding, and it's going to continue to expand, but watch this. Loaded down with compost tea and yet still light and fluffy. So this is really good stuff. This is going to be ideal for that bag where the water is coming out so bad out of the bottom. This is going to be just the thing to mix in. And it's going to be chock full of compost tea nutrients. Thank you, Praxis. What a great idea that is. Now I want you to take a look at this. I put 5 gallons of compost tea in this, and look at this. It's just soaked it all up, and I've still got a huge block to go, so I'm going to put another 4 gallons in. This is amazing, amazing stuff. If you've got problems retaining water in your raised bed or wherever you're planting, put some of this in, and I think that problem will go away real quick. Here's what it looks like now. After a few minutes, we put about 14 gallons of water in it, and it has swelled up to well over 3 times its size. This is really, 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 really good stuff, though. I like it. So there's 1/3 compost. Look at there. And we'll add in the potting soil with moisture control. Mix it together. Alright, what I'm going to do now is put a couple of scoops of Excellerite in. It's got all of these trace minerals here, as you can see, that are missing from most soils. I'm going to put a couple of scoops in, mix it in real good, and then I'm going to take probably a teaspoon and sprinkle it right over the top of each grow bag so that it can lock onto that coconut core on its way down, and it'll retain it. One more here. And I'll just mix that in real good. Yeah, trace minerals are supposed to increase your yields, provide better fertility in the soil. So I am all for that. Plus, using this coconut core in the grow bags, going to keep them from drying out since they're above ground, and it gets pretty hot around here. From June, July, and August, late June, we'll stay in the upper 90s during the day and into the hundreds in August for sure. So it's good to have something with moisture. Probably going to add the rest of it to my beds too. A couple of things I'm going to do to the bag. I'm going to cut this tag off because I don't want it rotting inside. It's got some handles. You could leave them on. I'm actually going to take them off though. If I want to pick it up, I'll just use the bottom tray to do that. That way they're not flapping around and hitting my tomato plants. We know it drains pretty good based on that water test. It did hold some. We're going to have plenty of water retention with the core. So I'm going to take, and I'm just going to make two little holes in the bottom here, itty bitty holes. Just in case we get too much moisture in there, it'll be able to go into the tray. That core is going to hold most of it though. One more thing, these plastic boxes that I got that are 96 cents, they're shoe boxes at Wally World, and they even come with a free lid right here. I figure I might rig some way to shade my vertical pumpkins and watermelons with that. And like I said earlier, the shoe boxes are kind of small, but as you can see, they're ideal for these reusable shopping bags. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bag and I'm going to fold it over like so, like I've done with the other ones there. This is going to allow me to plant our tomato suckers and get them started, and then as the stems grow, I'm going to prune it back and add more mixture to it so that we get more root development along the stem. I'll just pop it in here like so. Now since I've got some holes in the bottom, you know, I'm the king of overkill. It already drains pretty good, but I put the holes in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take and put a real thin layer of this just compost and tea infused coconut core along the bottom. And what I'm hoping that will do, any nutrients that I feed from the top will get caught in the very bottom layer of core. There we go. And so now it's just a matter of taking our mixture we've already put together, working it into the bottom. We'll take our plant, turn it upside down. Plant this bad boy here. Okay, I've been adding material here and it's rolling down the sides. I'm concerned that it's going to fall out, or the bag is going to basically droop down. I want it to kind of sit up straight. Remember those lids I showed you that were free? Well, what I've done is I've cut them in half. Poor boy's got poor ways, you know. Cut them in half, I'm going to set it up like this on both sides and see if that doesn't take care of it. And it looks like it just might here. We'll just keep adding our mixture to it now. Once we get this part done, we'll give it a drink of compost tea, and we'll take it out to where we're going to eventually trellis them. Well, I'm getting the last of this in here. Need to mention something. If you kept your suckers inside, you're going to need to harden them off for a few days. Start out in the shade and then work up to more and more sun. Now, I've had these out the entire time. When I pull a sucker, I'll clone it, put it in a pot, and I'll leave it outside in semi-shaded area. After a week, I'll start moving it into the sun more and more. There we go. Now, we've already infused the coconut coir with compost tea, and I've put about half of a watering can in it already. I've raised the lip of this up so that we don't have washout, and it is still taking it here. Pretty amazing stuff. And I've got next to none in the bottom other than what's soaking through the sides. But that's just moisture there. It's not really pooling in the bottom. The coconut coir is actually holding on to it. So this is awesome stuff. If you've got dry beds, thin beds that aren't very deep, man, this could cure your ills for sure, as far as the summer sun, you know, basically drying out your beds. This is just dandy, absolutely dandy. I'm really happy with it. I apologize in advance for perspiring on camera. It's like 95% humidity here in Fort Smith. Nice hot June day. And I wanted to show you what we're going to actually do with these plants now that we've got them in the grow bags. I've taken from trellis to trellis and I've run a string. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some twine and I'm going to run it down to some boards that I've put down here. I got some of these little insulated staples. It's just what I happen to have handy. You could take a regular staple if you wanted. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to tie this bad boy around the staple. Easier said than done. Now that I've got this on, I'm going to hammer it down to the wood and secure it that way. Okay, so now I'm just going to bring my string up to the top. Now I got this one super tight right here. As you can see, it'll have a little bit of give to it, but not too much. We're going to come up like so, and I'm going to leave more than enough here, because as that tomato plant grows, what we're going to do is we're going to take trellis clips like this. They actually, and I got to thank Bobby over at MHP Gardener for giving me this fabulous idea for using these. We're going to grow these sucker tomatoes single stem so that we get more energy into the stem and the fruit. But as we go up, you simply take the string, put it on like so, put it around your stem below where the branches are, and it'll actually hold it up. As the tomato plant grows, what we'll be able to do is untie the string, release some of the line, you know, when the leaves get up to here, bring it down and let it keep growing. So that's a dandy idea. Big thank you to MHP Gardener for that idea. All right, so we've got our basic setup here. As this bad boy grows, we'll just put that right around it like so, and grow it on up. You might notice that I've got cardboard, and I've got a couple of slats here. Next season, we're going to totally revamp our garden, and we're going to make one long run. So I went ahead and put some cardboard down, kill the grass off now. Next season, we're going to make a long run, like I said, till this up, and we're going to have even more stuff growing on. Well, there we go. We've got us a grow bag set up, containers, a good mix for it to sit in since it's in the containers and out in the sun. We've made a trellis system. We've got our clips ready to go, and she's ready to grow when she gets ready. This is going to come in real handy later in the fall for bigger harvests. And it's also handy in case we have problems with our other plants along the way. If something happens, we've got a good backup now to kick in and start growing here. Once again, I want to send out a thank you to Larry Halls and his channel. Thank you for the idea. Praxis 55712, thank you for the idea of using compost tea in the mix with the coconut core. And I want to say a special thank you out to Paul at Grow Fresh Organics here in Fort Smith. Check out his website because he will ship to you. And once again, he's not paying me. Guys, I appreciate you watching. Thank you so very much. And we appreciate you subscribing. Happy gardening and happy harvests.